Hey Trilok, how are you?
I'm good, Saya. How are you doing?
Not bad, not bad. How is living at Triangle?
It's pretty nice. I like the guys out here. It's really chill, but the quarantine and the other restrictions, it's quite hard to live with that, but that's the situation you got to manage.
Yeah. So how long were you in quarantine?
I wasn't in quarantine. I was outside living with my friends outside. So yeah,
Oh, okay, that's good. Um, how many classes are you in right now?
I'm in four classes and it's pretty good. How about you?
I'm in four also, yeah. Um, but I have three hybrid and one that's completely online. Do you have any that are like completely online?
Yeah, I have D2, which is completely online, and
Really?
yeah, and then my economics and statistics and game theory, that class is hybrid, and the rest are all in person.
Yeah. How many like times a week do you have to go like in person?
Uh, all day, like every day, I have in person classes.
Every day?
Hmm.
Oh wow. That is
Yeah,
that's a lot.
yeah, it's good. I like to go to in person classes. It's much better though.
Yeah. So I guess off campus, do you do anything anymore?
Off campus, I just go visit my a few of my friends who live off campus. Other than that, I don't go out much anymore since I don't have a car also, so I can't go out much.
Oh, okay. Um I guess since you brought up the car, there were a couple questions obviously about cars because we most of us know you have a obsession with them. Um so starting with the simplest one, what's your dream car if you have one?
Yeah, I have many dream cars. Depends on what stage of life I'm in. Maybe my first dream car would be a Lamborghini because that's the cheapest among the supercars.
What color? Do you have
And
a color preference?
um, a Lamborghini definitely should be red.
Really? I thought you were gonna say like
Yeah.
yellow or something.
Now, a Koenigsegg would be like matte finish black, and a Ferrari definitely red, and maybe a Bugatti which is like blue.
So
So yeah,
when you're looking for a car or like a dream car, what are some things that like you take into consideration? Is speed your number one concern?
definitely speed and power. Speed and power. Comfort is not that much of an issue because you don't get comfort in really in supercars and hypercars. You don't get the comfort. It's mainly the
Right.
speed. But I never buying them in the US because of so much speed limit.
Yeah, you need to go to like Germany or Italy. They don't.
Yeah,
They have speed limits, but
the
they're
autobahn
yeah, they're more like recommendations than they are strict laws, I guess.
or India. No, there's no speed limit.
Really?
Exactly. Yeah,
So do you have a car back home then?
yeah. I have a car back home.
What is it?
Presently, I have an Audi, but I'm trying to get a new one.
You're trading it in for a new one?
Yeah, I'm looking at the BMW M3 GT. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, I wish I knew more about cars and models because I know what a BMW is, but I don't know what those models and makes are that you're talking about.
It's basically just the sports one of
Oh,
its
okay.
three series. It has a powerful engine, and it has cooler parts on it and better aerodynamics, and it has a turbo to it. That's it, nothing much more.
Yeah. So
And
are
maybe
you
lighter chase.
so are you not worried about like a car lasting you a lot of years? Because I know with like higher model cars, when there's like a problem with them, especially like mechanical problems with them, it's harder to solve because the parts are so expensive. Um, and harder to find, because if you go to like a normal dealership, they probably won't be able to fix like a BMW or
That's not true exactly, but also I don't have any car more than 3 years. Every 3 years we change the car.
oh,
So
that's pretty often.
yeah,
But I guess that's good since you like cars so
yeah. Like
much.
after no, but the main reason is after 3 years, the value of the car depreciates a lot,
Yeah,
and the car starts giving problems, and you got to pay maybe emission wise higher taxes and stuff like that. So it's always better to have a car maximum for 3 years and sell it after that.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Um, Here's another car question. Do you think
Hmm.
people need to have a license to drive a car, or should they just be able to get a car and drive?
Definitely need a license.
They do need a license.
Yeah, they do need a license. They don't want to get pulled over and not have a license.
So, if you didn't have to get your license, you don't think you would? I guess no one really would.
Yeah, no one would, but it would be really stupid, and a lot of people without knowing how to drive would be driving, and it would be unsafe, right?
Yeah, I guess like maybe like an ID, like just to show your age. Like there should be like an age requirement, but maybe you don't have to have a driver's license. Do you still
But
think that's
driving is a skill, though. Driving
yeah?
is a skill. So you need to have the skill, and someone needs to approve that you have the skill. That's basically the license.
Even in like a place like Terre Haute, you think
Yeah,
driving is a
definitely,
skill?
definitely. Everywhere it's a skill. It's pretty easy though. Like compared to driving in India, driving in the US
Yeah.
is really like relatively is very easy.
Mhm.
But it's still you can still be in a really bad accident which could hurt others and hurt you if you don't know how to drive.
Yeah,
It's
that's
better
true.
to always have a check to come by someone else that you know to drive.
Yeah, I know you went to New York um last year, right, with
Hmm.
your friends. Did you get to drive while you were there?
At New York, no, I did not get to drive.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't have a car there, so
Yeah, I didn't know if
but
you guys like rented a car or something.
no, we were living in Manhattan, so
Oh,
we
okay.
had the public transport, which is more than
Mhm.
enough. But I did rent a bicycle for an entire day, and I bicycled around Manhattan the whole day, which was pretty fun.
Yeah, that does sound fun. What other like cities have you been to in the US? Like bigger cities, I
In the
guess.
New York, then Chicago, Nashville, that Indianapolis count.
Yeah, Indianapolis. I would say like if you're talking about the Midwest to someone who doesn't live in the Midwest, I would say like Indianapolis and Chicago are probably more Chicago definitely, but I would say because Indianapolis has an international airport, so I feel like a lot of
Yeah,
people at least have heard about it. They might not know what state it's in or where it is in the United States, but I would say Indianapolis is a pretty big city.
okay,
Do you
but
have
yeah, that sorry.
I was just gonna say if you have like any other, I mean, I'm sure you do, like cities in the U.S. that you haven't been to that you like really want to go to, and like if you do,
Oh yeah,
why do you want to go to those cities?
I have so many places I want to visit in the US. I have a list, like next 3, 4 years or how long I'm going to be here.
Yeah,
I have a big list which I want to cover. I love traveling, so
yeah,
actually this November break I was planning to go to San Diego and San Francisco and maybe
oh,
do
okay,
California.
yeah,
But I think I might be going back to India because I have my sister's wedding in
yeah,
November, like November end. I have my sister's wedding. So, anyways, I'll be here though. I'll travel sometime or other
yeah,
whenever I get the chance.
yeah. California is definitely, I feel like a place people should travel to. Not just because it's California, but there's so many. I've been to like because California is so like long, along the West Coast, and you could go to like where Berkeley is, and you'll be in like the very cold parts of California, and you could go
Yeah.
to San Diego, where the weather is consistently like 85 degrees and sunny, um, and San Diego just has a really nice downtown, And for me, like traveling is all about food and like the experience of food.
Definitely.
And so that's kind of why I like going to big cities mainly. Obviously, like the attractions and stuff, but the restaurants are always like a must on my list when I travel.
One of the reasons why I travel is mainly for the food. I love eating different kinds of food, and I am hungry right now too. You're making me jealous.
Yeah, did you not get to eat dinner tonight?
Oh, I did eat dinner, but we ate at like around 5, so I think it's
Oh,
like 9:30 now, which I'm hungry.
yeah.
I'll
Did you
maybe
go to
have
the
like a
bone?
shake or something. No, I'm on a triangle meal plan, so I have only one meal at the bone, and
Oh,
in the dinner they cook at triangle.
oh, okay. That's cool. What did you guys have today?
We had pork, burger, mac and cheese, and I don't remember what was the last thing. I don't know the name of it.
Do
It was
you
pretty good.
okay, you like the food there then?
Yeah, it's us who are cooking, so sometimes it might be bad, but most of the time it's pretty good. And the guys, they use special recipes of maybe they're from the family special recipes or the girlfriend special recipe or something like that.
Yeah,
And it's really tasty sometimes too.
that's good. Yeah. Um, but going back to the cities, when you went to New York,
Hmm.
did you get to like try a lot of different restaurants?
Oh yeah, we ate all the cuisines we could find. We were there for like 14 days, so
Oh
every day,
wow, that's a long time.
yeah. So every day we tried something or other new.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Did
an
you have?
expensive city though to have
It is.
like to try everywhere every day, eat outside and have different cuisines. But the best was actually Korean barbecue. That was actually
Really?
really nice. Yeah, I think it was in Koreatown. It was really nice.
Yeah. Did did you go to Times Square?
Oh yeah, multiple times.
Oh really? What did you guys do every time you went?
Mostly it was just walking through Times Square, but I used to just go sit there at Times Square, just people watch. It used to be really awesome. I
Yeah,
just sit there and just look around and sometimes for shopping and yeah, we lived for 14 days and it was like a 10-minute walk to Times Square. So we used to go to Times Square every day. Just go get a hot dog at Times Square, the New York hot dog.
yeah. Um, Speaking of cities, here's a city question.
Hmm.
What city is the most appealing to live in for you? And I guess like if you don't want to choose a city in the U.S., you could choose like a place outside of the country, obviously. Or you can choose both. Like if you have a city in the U.S. and then like maybe like a country you've never been to, but you think like you might like to go there and like live there sometime.
Yeah. Um, in the US, definitely New York. It has its own vibe, and I fell in love with the city when I visited there.
Really?
It's like a different vibe, though. Like I just have like a shiver within me when I think about New York and the time I spent there.
Right.
It's nice. But you got to fit in with the city, the bustle and the hustle. You got to feel it, you know. You got to, it's nice to be a youngster and live in a city like New York. But maybe when I go older or something, I might move towards Europe or somewhere like Geneva, Switzerland, which is really calm there. It's a nice
Okay.
city and a pretty
Yeah.
calm city.
Mhm.
And Tokyo is also really nice. I like Tokyo.
Oh, really?
Uh,
Have you been there?
yeah. No, it's on my list.
Oh, okay.
But Hong Kong was also a beautiful city. I went to Hong Kong when I was young, and that was also beautiful. Um, any other cities, but I would prefer living in an island or a countryside rather than a city.
Yeah. Um, have you ever been to or have wanted to go to Thailand?
Thailand,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been to Thailand 2 times.
Oh, you have? Did you like it?
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty nice. It's little diverse, I would say. The food is great, definitely. The parts, the islands where the islands, I think the names are I forgot the names, so really bad with names. okay, Bangkok is a capital, and
Hmm.
Bangkok is really busy and really crowded.
Yeah.
Mm, what are the names of the other two places I went to? Okay, it's not coming to my head, but they were really beautiful. The James Bond Island, that was really beautiful. Um, okay, I can't remember the name. So,
Um, yeah. So compared to other cities that you've lived in, or I guess just even visited, how does Terre Haute compare to them? Think about
uh,
the people too. You know.
no, okay, I was actually planning to transfer to Georgia Tech or to UCLA or somewhere like that after my
Hmm.
freshman year
Okay.
because Terre Haute was very, yeah, okay, I don't want
Be
to say
careful.
anything bad. Yeah, Terre Haute is a beautiful city, like a beautiful town, but it is not for me because I've lived in a city and with a lot of people, but it was mainly the people and the friends I'd made here, which um, which stopped me from transferring. But yeah, it's not bad. I wouldn't say it's bad.
Yeah.
It's beautiful though. Like you got to find the beautiful places. I did discover few beautiful places to go around Terre Haute, and it's actually nice to be
Yeah.
honest.
I when I was talking to Arvin a couple weeks ago, we were talking about the difference between San Diego and Terre Haute. Obviously, it's a pretty big one, but I was telling him like when I was little, we had to we didn't have like places to go. We kind of had to be creative and make our own fun here because there isn't really anything to do, honestly. But we had to just make stuff up, do things that like probably don't sound fun when you explain them, but when you're a really bored 10-year-old and there's nothing else to do in a city like Terre Haute, you kind of just do what you have to keep yourself
Yeah,
occupied.
no,
Um,
but definitely it is the people like how like what you said. It's the people who kept me here.
yeah. Um, these questions are all over the place. I was trying to link them, but what activities have you been doing to like relax you during um, like COVID and just this weird situation that we're all in right
When I was back in India, I really couldn't leave my house because the quarantine was very strict.
now? Hmm.
So I used to work out every day. That way, I was also able to concentrate on my mind and my body. That helped me relax a lot.
Yeah.
And I read a lot of books. So more towards like financial books, books on your mind, body, spiritual, and all those kind of books I read. And they did teach me a lot. Those books. And I used to go cycling every morning. So I used to go cycling every morning and I used to listen to audiobooks. So that was actually one of the best times of the day for
Yeah.
me, where I learned a lot. Um, and then I worked on a project. So we are currently building a house. So I learned AutoCAD by myself, and I designed the house and the layout and stuff like that. So that was that I took that as a project. So that kept me really occupied during the quarantine.
Right. So
And
do you go biking every morning here too, or no?
no, I don't have a bike here, and
Yeah.
we don't have time either. So
Yeah. And it's getting cold now, so
yeah, that's true. I don't like it.
yeah. So like out on Rose's campus, I guess, have you been able to find? I know you're still probably working out pretty often, so that's one way I'm sure. But is there anything else that you've been able to do? Have you been able to keep up with like reading or at least listening to your audiobooks?
Yeah, I do listen to podcasts on Spotify, and there are some really good ones though. Like I listen to stuff like debating between artificial intelligence and human mind and things like that. That's what I'm listening to right now. And I yeah, I don't I'm not reading my books as how I used to read at home frequently because there's no time, so all we can read the textbooks.
Yeah.
And also I'm working now, so really not much time I have. But it works though. It's mainly I did all that to keep my mind busy at home. But since I'm back here and everything is back in full flow,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
it occupies.
Um, is there anything that you miss, um, like pre-pandemic?
Definitely hanging out with friends, not
Yeah,
wearing a mask, doing anything without any restrictions, which was pretty nice.
yeah. I guess we took those things for granted because we didn't know like something like this was
Yeah,
gonna happen. But
you never
it's really
knew.
like those small things, like being able to walk outside without saying like, "Oh, I forgot my mask." Every time it happens so often, you know.
That's
I
so
don't.
true.
Yeah, and it's so weird because like this has been going on for almost 6, 7 months now, and I still will be in my car on my way to school and have to turn around because I forgot my mask at home.
Just
Um,
have a mask in your car every time.
I know, but then I use those emergency masks because I forget it so often. Um, I have to I have to keep a whole stash in there, I guess. Yeah. Do you?
And
No, go
sorry,
ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was waiting for a question.
Oh, I was just looking at the questions. This one, I guess, kind of has to do with what we're talking about, but you're talking about you listen to podcasts on Spotify. So, do you have any Spotify podcast or like song recommendations that you listen to?
Yeah, so I love EDM mixes. So there's the two groups, two guys. They call themselves two friends, and they have a mix called Big Booty Mix. So no, it's pretty good to be
Yeah,
honest. Like I love it, and it keeps me. I actually listen to that in the morning after having my breakfast, so it hypes me up for the day and gets
in
me
the
on my feet.
morning,
So yeah,
you
in the
listen to
morning. So
EDM. Wow.
yeah, it helps me actually. Like when I'm walking to class, I just keep uh like dancing around and walk to class. If you notice, if you see me ever doing that, so you just wave to me.
Yeah,
Keeps me active for the day.
that's good. That you have something that kind of like um, wakes you up. Do you listen to anything that I don't listen to EDM, so I don't know much about it. But do you listen to
Mhm.
anything that like um, has words?
Oh yeah, these ones are not specifically like only beats. They
Okay,
are like words plus beats mix type of stuff. Like, have you listened to Martin Garrix?
no.
Okay, he's a really famous DJ. He's world famous, and you should try it. His songs are actually good.
Okay.
It does. He does like a smooth EDM beat, and also has wordings too, which I like it a lot.
What podcasts do you listen to? I know you said you're listening to the one about um, artificial intelligence versus like the human brain, but what about is this the one that you've been listening to like all summer, or have you
No,
been jumping around?
no, I started this like recently, like last week.
Okay.
So I haven't got on it much yet, but when I find free time, I just listen to it.
Mhm. How long are the episodes?
It's like only 1 hour something. Each
Oh, okay.
episode is like 1 hour.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Sorry, there's a bug in my face. Um, this is maybe changing topic, but on the basketball court, what is your preferred role? And this question has paint beast, sharpshooter, playmaker. Which one are you?
Uh, I played the center, which I
Okay.
control the ball. So,
Okay.
but in India, we call these positions different. And when I did look at the question and I was like, okay, these are not the terms which you use back in
Yeah.
India. But I used to play the 45, which is a shooter, and I drive in a lot. So yeah, and that's the main position I play. I play 45. So I think they call it here a shooter. I don't know.
Probably. I don't know much. I only play basketball for fun. I don't know any of the terms.
You should join sometime then if you play for fun.
Yeah, I do. Where do you usually play? Like which courts?
Uh, Speed or Lakeside course.
Yeah, the lakeside courts are really nice. The speed ones, I just don't like because there's that hill, that small hill, and I feel like the ball would just keep rolling down, which would be annoying to go get every time.
Not exactly, doesn't go up and down much because you don't throw it like hard right on the board,
Yeah,
and there's a lot of people playing, so you'll get the rebound. So I don't think it goes down much.
that's fair. Um, do you what these questions are so like not organized, but if you were a tree, what tree would you be?
Um, an oak tree.
Yeah, why?
I have no idea.
Let me look up characteristics of an oak tree.
Or I would say a banyan tree. Actually, a banyan tree.
Okay, here's some fun facts about an oak tree. They're considered one of the best shade trees and produce fruit in the form of acorns. So, do you think you still consider yourself an oak tree?
No, I would. I'm taking that back.
Oh, okay.
As I mean, like mentally and heart-wise, like I'm pretty strong. And then a banyan tree, its branches go back into the root, into the ground, and they root themselves. So I feel like I keep grounding myself back to the earth. Sometime or the other, like I reflect back on myself.
Yeah.
So, so those are the characteristics which I think I relate myself to in a banyan tree.
Okay. That's a that's a pretty good answer. Someone whoever put this question put like Trilok next to it as a pun. But speaking of
Yeah,
your
that's my
name,
private name, like my private story name, Trilo.
oh, okay. Um, how do you pronounce your last name? You might have to say it
Okay,
a couple times. Say it normally, and
syllables.
then
Yeah.
slow it down for us.
So my last name is pronounced as Vinayagamoorthy.
Okay.
So Vin, Vina
Vina
Yaga
Yaga
Murthy.
Murthy.
So Vinayaga Murthy.
Vinayagamoorthy.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like
it.
I'm saying it like broken up though. I'm saying it like it's three separate words.
No, it doesn't matter. It's hard to pronounce, but I've accepted the fate that it's a hard name to pronounce and people are going to butcher it always.
Yeah. Do you have a middle name?
Uh, Actually, Vinayaga is supposed to be my middle name, but in the passport office, they joined my middle name and last name together. So that's why my last name is so big right now.
Oh man. They they wanted people to struggle with that, huh?
Yeah, they did me dirty.
That's funny. Um, do you um, see yourself as a future SASA exec member?
Maybe yes. I know I wasn't part of SASA much last year because I didn't know exactly what SASA was, nor
Hmm.
I did take the interest on knowing what SASA was. And then I became pretty close to Aryan, and he told me a lot about SASA, and he told me just attend a meeting and see what it is about.
Yeah.
So I did attend a couple of meetings during the summer and before summer, and I know summer without meeting like before summer I did attend few, and then I think we had few other bonding events and stuff like that, and I got to know most of the people,
Yeah.
and I met few of them when I came back to one. They're pretty chill guys and nice people.
Hmm.
So I decided, okay, let me start taking part in SASA more and putting myself out there. And it's pretty interesting. So I definitely see that if uh, if I try, then I could be an executive member. And it's not me, right? It depends on the vote of the people of
Yeah.
do they see me as an executive member or not.
Yeah. I think
If people trust me, I could.
I think one really nice thing is that like even if you ran and like you didn't get voted in, no one's gonna like treat you differently in SASA, I feel like, or like you don't feel like people voted against you, they just voted for someone else, you know. I don't know, like maybe that sounds like it's the same thing, but to me it's more of like the positive side of things is what we try to focus on, I guess.
Yeah. No, I don't really care if people vote against me. It's not something which you can blame them for. What you have done is made them do that for you, right? So
Right.
if they feel you're pretty good, they vote for you. If they don't, then they don't vote. That's simple. You can't
Yeah.
get hurt by that.
So you mentioned Aryan was the one who kind of like reeled you in, and he was telling us about that actually, about how he was able to convince you. So we're really glad that you've been able to like join and become a more like prominent member, because I've noticed like you're in the meetings. You don't turn your camera on every time, which a lot of people don't, but I've noticed that you've been coming a lot more often. But if you um, this question is about Aryan, but it's your opinion. It says, would you like to hear Aryan sing? And if you could force him to sing one song, what song would you choose for him to sing?
Um, Definitely a Hindi song, but I don't know the name yet. But I could find one and let you know later.
Yeah. Okay. No promises that he's gonna sing it. We've been trying to get him
No,
to.
he does sing. I have made him sing before, so he can
Yeah,
sing.
but we've been trying to get him to sing for SASA. We try to get him to sing for the Dare fundraiser, but
No
he just.
secret. I'll record when he sings next time, so you can have that.
Yeah, call him and say, "Don't worry, no one's listening," and get that. Um, yeah. Do you have a? I'm just jumping all over the place now,
Okay,
but
it doesn't matter.
this question is, what is your go-to comfort meal, um, or your go-to morale boost meal?
Definitely ghee roast dosa with sambar and chutney.
Really?
If you let me, I would have that happily for every day all through my life.
Wow. I have asked this similar question. I feel like everyone has been asked this similar question. Like, you know, like what's your favorite food, or like what's something that like you could have every day for the rest of your life. And a lot of people struggle with that. They're like, I don't know, I couldn't choose just one thing, and you knew immediately. When was the
So
last time you
that
had that?
back in the day when my mom made it for me, I miss that.
uh, but you said you're going back for your sister's wedding, right?
I might. I'm not sure yet.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any fall break plans?
I was actually trying to get a group together and all my friends and go to Asheville in North Carolina.
Oh, wow, that's far.
It's 8 hour drive. It's not fast. Sorry, you just got to be spontaneous. Get up, think where you want to go, just drive. But I don't have a car, though. That's the problem.
Well, I'm just saying it's far because fall break is
Two
almost
days.
like 10 days away, but you haven't
Yeah.
gotten a group together.
No, it's easy. I just need to convince more people. The problem was that they have baseball and football practice
Oh,
during
yeah.
fall break, so that's the only reason why they aren't coming.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would definitely would have convinced them. So
Yeah.
maybe just a day trip to St. Louis or to Louisville in Kentucky.
Mhm. Why Louisville?
Reed suggested it. He said it's a pretty good city, and I said okay.
I I guess. I mean, there. You said you've been to Chicago, so I guess if you want to go somewhere that like you haven't been before, it's a good place to go.
What are your plans?
For fall break,
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna go to the dentist. Get my
You
teeth.
have a beautiful teeth. Why do you want to go to the dentist?
have to get my yearly cleaning because my mom said that our insurance gives us one free one, and if I don't use it, it's just going to go to waste. So she's been yelling at me for a couple months to get that scheduled. Yeah. Um,
So you're only cleaning your teeth, you're doing anything else? It's 3 days, Saayeh, come on.
I don't know. There isn't much to do. I feel like with everything like shut down. Um, like my roommate's here, so I don't really have like anywhere else to go. I have my dog, so if I do decide to go anywhere, I have to take him with me or somewhere that would let me.
You do have a car now, so you can go anywhere you want.
I can't go anywhere I want. That's it's different when you have like parents in the same country, Do you think if you lived with your parents here, they would let you like go anywhere still?
I guess yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Depends though. Depends. Like I would say I need a break and I can just go. And they know I do work hard, so they would not tell me no.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think so. They would say no.
That's fair. Yeah. That's, have you been watching any like shows or sports or anything? I know you've been watching like sports games because you're always in the chat talking about that stuff. So.
Oh, IPL. I just watched the Chennai Super Kings games. Regarding IPL, but I'm more into Formula One. It's a car racing, Formula One racing.
Okay.
It happens once a week in different parts of the world. So this week there's a break. Next week I think it's happening in Italy. I follow that a lot, and shows. I just started Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. So you're
Yeah,
on. Do you like it?
I just saw one episode today while
Oh, okay.
working. So
Was it? Did you like the episode though?
it was pretty good. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I might continue it, but just don't have time. That's the problem to do any TV show.
Yeah. It's hard to not start watching something and be like, oh, I'm wasting so much time.
Exactly. The problem is if I start a TV show, I binge watch it. I
Oh
put
man.
everything behind and I put all the priorities towards the TV show. The same thing happened to me with uh, Casa de Papel, which was a money heist.
Mhm.
I started it for a joke with a friend, watched an episode, and then I loved the show, and I finished the entire show in 2 days during a work week, like during a week.
That's
Like
insane.
I think Tuesday and Wednesday, I finished it in 2 days.
Wow. Well, did you like it at least?
Yeah, I loved it. I'm waiting for the new season to come out, and there's a lot of fuss into it too.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you watch?
What do
What's
I
your
watch?
favorite TV
Well,
show? Hmm.
kind of like you. Like I don't really have time to watch. Especially, I think it's the starting of a show that is the hardest because it takes some time to like find one that you like.
Exactly.
So like the scrolling is like at least like an hour, and then like watching an episode is another hour. So that's like already 2 hours, 2.5 hours that you lose. But I think if someone like gave me a recommendation of like what show to watch, and like I would probably watch it. But I would say like when people ask me like, oh, what's a show you recommend? Um, right now, the one that I keep recommending to people is Pandemic. Um, it's like a documentary series. It's really
Mhm.
good. It's only 6 episodes, and they're each like an hour long. It's really interesting though, and it follows like several points of views of like doctors and like different people in like the medical industry and like the science field and like what they've been doing over the past couple years, like since
Yeah.
2017. And this series was released in 2019, so before like the pandemic hit, which is really interesting because it's like it predicted pretty much everything that's happening right now. And I think that's kind of scary. So like when I go and people are like, oh, like what are you watching or something along the lines of like any recommendations, I always recommend that because I'm like it really opens your eyes up to like um, how we didn't really listen to the people who knew what they were talking about until we realized like it was pretty much too late, you know. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's if you're into documentaries, it's really well made too. So yeah,
yeah. I'll definitely put it on my list.
yeah, yeah. But other than that, my roommate and I were actually watching a series, but I forgot. Oh, Midnight Gospel. Have you heard of that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We were like 4 episodes in, but that was like before school started because she was here a couple of weeks before school started, so we were able to watch some episodes. But I haven't watched any since pretty much classes have started. So that one's funny though. It's pretty like relaxing and doesn't require much attention or
Yeah.
brain power, so it's nice. Yeah.
So what's next? The question.
Um, I think we went through all the questions actually.